tal amigos? Welcome to another edition of LatiNation Football Club. I am your host, Marcelino Ortiz, and I am very excited because today tenemos un gran show, tremendo show. We have it all. We're going to talk about the Champions League final. Our own Nik Z is right now in Rome, Italy. He just landed to do the coverage of the lead up to this amazing game that we're going to have in a few weeks. Also, we report on the actuality of MLS, what's happening right now with the table. We were very distracted with the European soccer, but now it's time to turn to the Americas, and that's why I'm here right now with no other than Chiva Mayor, the expert on all things MLS and Liga MX. How are you, my friend?
Hey, super happy to be back in the show. Ready to talk about some Liga MX, La Gloriosa Liga MX, and of course the MLS. Some weird things going on in MLS, but hey, let's talk about it.
Let's go really quick with Nik. He has something to say. Let's go watch this.
Yo, Chiva, Marce, what is going on, guys? I am making my way through the center of Rome right now, but I can't wait to join you guys later in the show. We're going to break down the Champions League, but in the meantime, you guys get started without me.
Nik, thank you. We'll talk to you later in the show about Champions League. But right now we have to address, in your absence, the debacle of Galaxy Chiva. I know that half of you, or probably 3/4 or 80%, is very happy to see Galaxy in such a low place. But to be losing games without a single shot on goal from the opposing team, that is literally a record, a new low for any team in MLS. What is wrong with Galaxy?
I don't know what is going on. At the beginning we thought it was the injuries, we thought it was the fact that some players were missing, but let's face it, the Galaxy has a really good team, regardless of not having Ricky Puig and the squad. Now, this what happened in this last game, 0 shots on goal, and they managed to lose 1-0. Like you said, it's part of history of the MLS. It had never happened before. It's just a proof that things are not going the right way for Galaxy. I don't know if the championship they won kind of jinxed it for them for the rest of the season or the upcoming seasons. We don't know what's going to happen. You know, Great Banny is a great coach. He just give them a cup, but things need to change because at the end of the day, they're the team with the most championships in the MLS, and they have to deliver as a big team that they are for the league.
And you know what? You mentioned Greg Vanney. Greg Vanney right now hasn't been able to agree on an extension to his contract. He's been in negotiation. His agent has been working with Galaxy since after they won the MLS Cup. I guess that his leverage is decreasing by the minute, and Galaxy is happy to get him on a deal. Now, let's talk of another Southern California team that is not LAFC. We'll get there, Chiva, because we're doing a little bit better, but El Chucky Lozano proving why he is probably one of the top Mexican strikers right now in the world. 2 goals, 2 assists, 8 goal contributions in his first 8 matches. He is top 5 in this category. Chiva, are we seeing the new romance of the Mexican fandom of Southern California with El Chucky Lozano?
He started shaky with some injuries. He didn't play that much. But man, Chucky Lozano es el diablito. It is the Chucky. He's the guy that he's going to deliver for San Diego. San Diego that is staying on the top 4 of the Western Conference. And I do see Chucky Lozano becoming one of the best players in the MLS. We all know of his capability as long as he's not injured. I think he's finding the way finally in this league in San Diego. And I know for a fact that we're going to see way more goals from Chucky Lozano.
Let's round up the California report. First with San Jose, that now is starting to show what we all thought that will happen. Do you think this hot and go situation of San Jose is going to be in the past and they're going to just take on a run for the second half of the tournament, or we will continue to see them struggle with that weak backline and depending so much on the goalkeeper to have a good night for them to get the results?
One thing I've seen from Bruce Arena in the past years with all the teams that he has been is that first half of the season is for him to build the team. Second half of the season is for him to fix the team. And by the end, in the playoffs, have a really strong team. San Jose has everything to be one of the contenders to at least make it to the MLS Cup. And I do see them in the future playing way better. Right now, like I said, with Bruce Arena, he's a very smart guy. To me, he's like the best coach and the MLS. He has proven it before, and I expect that San Jose is gonna get more points, make it to the playoffs, and they can give a good scare to any other team.
Now, finally, let's wrap it up with a golden bow because LAFC is back on the winning column after some shaky weeks, the announcement of Cherundolo leaving the team at the end of the season, and the disappointment of the early exit from the Conca Champions. Do you think the black and gold is now getting a footing, getting finally that understanding that is needed to go back to the top places on the standings? Right now we're on fourth, fifth place, but it seems like the team is still has a way to go. The youngsters, though, I'm very excited of what they can do. We saw that now that they bench Olivier Giroud and they are giving David Martinez more time. I like the team. I like what's happening. How have you been experiencing these games from the front row of the 32-52?
Look, man, we're so happy to see a player like Nathan Ordaz making a difference for the team. An academy player that is right now growing. He looks stronger. He looks hungry. Every time he's on the field, he represents the black and gold with a lot of pride. And we love to see that. He's a kid that he's delivering goals. And with paired with Joseph Martinez, another youngster that is giving it all, that is showing why he came to LAFC as La Joya de Venezuela. You can see him as well, stronger. And then behind him, you have the substitution of under a Turkish player that is making a difference. That when he gets in the field, you can really see and feel that he's impacting the team. LAFC is looking better and better right now with the upcoming match with America. I think they have to tight todas las tuercas so that we can do a $10 million match that is gonna it can cost us a lot in a positive and in a negative way.
Así es, Chiva. The most exciting development in the MLS lore right now. LAFC on a single elimination match against America to get the spot that Leon vacated for the Club World Cup to start on June 14 here in the United States. Chiva, this is probably, I want to say, the most important game in the history of LAFC. It's the most consequential, is the one that is going to have the most eyes, and it's the one that might give them the opportunity to join the rank of the 32 most popular teams in the world. These are the champions all across, the champions and Miami, right? But the reality is that if LAFC has the opportunity to join this tournament, it will be life-changing for the organization. Now, America is in front of them and is the obstacle, and we know that America knows how to play these games. What is your prediction? Do you think the black and gold will upset America again?
Again, you said it right. I think that hemos encontrado la medida contra la América in friendly matches and important matches. LAFC has proven that they know how to beat a team like América, el tricampeón de fútbol mexicano, even though it hurts me to say it, but that's what they are. It's going to be a tough match. It's going to be a very tough match. I think LAFC, they really need to be 100% focused on that match because, like you said, it's the most important match so far in our history, a match that can represent us playing a tournament that is finally, coming back after they did it in Brazil a long time ago with that style of World Cup for the clubs. And I do believe that LAFC wants it all, and they want to be part of it, and they want to, especially being here in the United States, they want to be part of it. But America also wants to be in it, and I think the fact that they both are very strong teams is going to make it a phenomenal match that you cannot miss, because I guarantee you a lot of goals.
Chiva, thank you so much for being with us this week. We'll see you next week, as always. And you at home, don't go anywhere, because when we come back, we have so much show left. We have NWSL with Camila Ortiz. We also have Nik Z straight from Italy with a report of the Champions League and what is going to happen in the upcoming weeks before we see the Inter de Milan versus PSG in la gran final de la Champions League. This is LatiNation Football Club. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
your college performance does not relate to the National Football League. It never
They
does.
played side by side
DRS.
with each other, and he wasn't as good as Quinn Ewers. That's an issue. That's a major issue.
It wasn't that it wasn't as good as Quinn
they've ever
Ewers.
got to Texas.
It wasn't that it wasn't as good as Quinn Ewers. It was Quinn Ewers' program, which Steve Sarkisian
Why
made
would it be
very
Quinn
clear
Ewers' program?
the entirety of the time that
No.
Arch Manning was in Austin. So for you to argue that because Ewers is a 7th-round pick,
Quinn
Arch
Ewers'
Manning is
team.
not that good and not deserving of being first overall is
Yes.
asinine. It is wrong.
I
It
just
is
told
incorrect.
you he's going to be number 1 overall. My whole thing was I'm
you're
buying
doing
him
your
because
thing now
I
where you
expect him to
double
have a
down on a
decent
tape
No, I'm
that
not
is
doing that.
incorrect
The
when I
best
show it's
quarterback
incorrect.
prospect to ever hit college football can't play
He's
over a
not, though.
7th-round
There were
pick
two
who didn't even
perfectly
play
rated
good.
quarterback
Stop
recruits
it.
in the history
Stop
of the
it.
sport.
Quinn
Vince
Ewers couldn't
Young
even play at
and
Ohio
Quinn
State.
Ewers.
He couldn't even play at
Vince
Ohio
Young and
State.
Quinn Ewers. Go look it up.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune in to Game Time Decisions weekdays on SportsGrid.
¿Qué tal, amigos? We are back here in LatiNation Football Club, and it is time for National Women's Soccer League. The tournament is heating up. The result this weekend, exciting, chaotic, entertaining, all of them at the same time. ACFC is heating up. The Giants are falling to the last place on the league. I don't know, but we have Camila Ortiz that she does know, and she's going to share with us what are we tuning in this week and the analysis of the previous match day. Camila, thank you for being here.
Hi, everybody. I'm super excited. I mean, I think every weekend just gets more exciting and more important for you guys at home to tune in. I really can't take my eyes off of these games, and they're just becoming more entertaining every weekend.
I love the party that we saw. We saw Chicago, a team that is pretty much at the bottom of the table, go and get a massive result against the top team. We have the ACFC heating up, getting results away. Camila, where do you want to start this week?
Let's start off with the Chicago Star team. They are in last place of the league currently, but this weekend they came out with a massive result. Like you said, they were able to tie Gotham FC, which is currently in 4th place. So I think this was really important for Chicago. I mean, to get these little points is important. To be honest, we are progressing further along into the season. So I'm not sure if Chicago Star is going to be able to pull this one and go all the way to the top, but we'll see. This is definitely a step forward.
I think that this is one of those results that at least might get these players the sense of belief that they need to put together a second half of the season that is worth. But, you know, to keep the top scorer of the league, Esther, to no goals, I think that this is something that very little teams have been able to do. And I foresee that very few will do it in the rest of the season. Now, let's move to the game with ACFC, because I know that Thompson sisters did something very special. Share with us.
This was an incredible goal by the Thompson sisters. Just last episode, we were talking about these new young energy, these new young players coming into the league directly out of high school, and how they are succeeding. Not only succeeding, but they are thriving. And I know we saw this weekend, ACFC, the Thompson sisters, they had a fantastic goal together. Alyssa Thompson just giving that perfect assist that ended up in a goal for her sister. So yeah, it was pretty special to watch, I think.
I think as a fan, you were probably double excited to see the team that continues to, fulfill the promise that they made to the people of Los Angeles to be a protagonist in the league. Now, let's talk about the real protagonist of the league, Kansas City. Kansas City Current that lost to Seattle Reign, but they are still strong up front. Camila, do you think that this is the team to beat? Do you think they are the one that will continue to get games ahead of the rest?
Honestly, I think they are. I think Kansas City is one of the top teams this season, like they were last year, but they were just so close yet so far. And so I think that's why they wanted so much more this season. I think they want it for their fans. We know that they have an incredible fan base, and I think that might be part of the momentum that's pushing them forward this season.
Another top team that people are asking about is the Orlando Pride, second place in the power rankings, but they were unable to get the 3 points. They lost to Portland, another top team, the Portland Thorns. Camila, do you think Marta has fuel in the tank for another championship, or Kansas City is just too strong, or maybe Gotham and Esther and her brace per game average are going to get on the way?
That's a really good question. I mean, we all know what Marta is perfectly capable of. I definitely wouldn't push her aside. I think she can do great things for this team. I think the team as a whole is still incredibly strong, but we have some kind of like dark horses this season. We saw Portland Thorns started at the bottom. They're now currently in 5th place. So I expect a lot of teams to follow that step and become climbing higher and higher in the rankings as we progress through the season, making it harder on these top dog teams.
Camila, this league is exciting, is growing in interest, and is growing in ownership. Before we go to talk about the games that we're going to be having this weekend, talk to me about this new owner that is joining the ranks on one of the most popular and profitable teams in the whole league.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm super excited to touch on this topic. If you didn't know, Michaela Schifrin, she is one of the greatest skiers of all time. And she has announced this week that she is joining Patrick and Brittany Mahomes in the ownership of the new Denver club. She's a Denver native, and she's talked about how she's super excited to not only invest in women's sports, but also invest in her own hometown and community.
I mean, this is one of the most attractive ways to get into team ownership that there is in the United States right now. The women's league, it's in expansion. And Camila, as you probably know, there has been an announcement that the NWSL will be formally forming a second division. Yes, you heard right, a second tier in the women's game that will be competing with the USL highest tier, but it is exciting to see that they will continue to have 8 teams will be playing in this league. And I think this is just another sign that the game is here to stay and it will continue to grow. Now, Camila, what are the most watched games that we should be tuning in this weekend?
Make sure to tune in this Saturday, Portland Thorns versus San Diego Wave. San Diego Wave, we have seen that they have quickly climbed up to 3rd place in the league. They have just come out with this momentum. And I think we also have to look at Portland Thorns. They've gone 3 games undefeated. So I think this is going to be a really good match.
Amazing, Camila. And Alio Bird told me that you will be in attendance in the BMO Stadium tomorrow, or later today, to watch ACFC. What are you expecting to see?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm expecting to see a lot of energy from this ACFC team, especially being at home. I am super excited to report back for you guys, watch the game in real time, and I'm super excited about it. I think it's going to be a great game.
Thank you, Camila. We'll be waiting for your report next week, and you at home, tune in because you'll be able to watch how is it to live a game at the BMO Stadium, the ACFC home. And for now, we have to go on a break. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, Nik Z will be joining us directly from Rome, Italy, in preparation for the final of the Champions League. He will be in the ground all this month, covering the preparations for the greatest game of the season, the final, Inter de Milan versus PSG. Don't go anywhere. This is LatiNation Football Club.
Yo, Chiva, Marce, what's up, guys? Nik Z here in Rome, Italy. We're going to check back in with me a little later on in the show. We're going to break down UEFA Champions League, Inter Milan, PSG. It is going to be quite the showdown. I'll check in with you guys a little later on.
Knows how to show love to our everyday heroes. So if you're a first responder, you are in for some perks. Lots of hotels and casino offer big discounts to any first responders who can show valid work or volunteer ID. So treat yourself to a discounted stay. You deserve it. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
The Warriors' future was uncertain. Are they going to break it up? Steve Kerr coming back. They get Jimmy Butler, and they surge all the way through, and now they're through the first round.
The Warriors have guys, because of how special their star three trio is, they can make the guys around them better, and they can elevate the way that they play. And we saw that. Steph Curry, 3 points in the first half, steps up in the second half, 19 points in the second half to carry them home.
Newswire. Only on SportsGrid.
Under him was Sharon Moore, who also participated in the cheating scandal with Connor Stallions. So you know what happens to him? He doesn't lose his job. He doesn't get a 10-year show cause. He gets to keep his job, and they go, we're just going to suspend you for 2 games next season.
Now, all of a sudden, they're coming out with everything that we knew to be pretty much true when it was happening. Yeah, they were cheating. It was like Belichick and the videotapes, right?
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that rim. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple of
15.5 point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
We are back here in LatiNation Football Club. I am your host, Marcelino Ortiz, and it's time. It is time for UEFA Champions League, the most intense, the most advanced, the most entertaining tournament in the world, and the semifinals were no different. The game between Barcelona and Inter was probably the craziest result that nobody expected in that game. We'll talk about that with our own Nik Z, that is straight in Italy. It's in Rome. He will be covering the developments in the lead up to the Champions League final from Europe, right there, telling us everything that we need to know. So let's go with him. Nik, how are you, my friend?
Yo, 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 what's up, Marce? Glad to be here. Yes, you're right. I'm in Rome, Italy right now. Came here to cover all things UEFA Champions League for LatiNation Football Club. I had to jump over to this quiet little side street. The center of the city is an absolute madhouse as the Vatican chooses a new pope. So I thought, hey, why not come here in this quiet little street? We could do a quick little walk and talk. Now, before we get to what I want to talk about, which you already know is Inter Milan versus Barcelona, tell me about the other side of the table. You have been absolutely fixated on PSG for quite a while. They just squeezed by Arsenal with a tight margin in their aggregate, but they prevailed nonetheless. Tell me why you saw potential in PSG and what you see going forward. What's their recipe for success, Marcel?
That was a crazy game. Arsenal was clearly out of range. I think after the defeat of Real Madrid, they had nothing in the tank. Now, for the first time in a long time, no British teams, no German teams, and no Spanish teams are in the final of the Champions League. PSG, has proven that a collective style of football is something that you prefer over the celebrity status of someone like Mbappe. Finally, Luis Enrique is able to put a cohesive team with a lot of people doing the work. We saw Hakimi doing one of the most exceptional second legs. We saw, players like Dembele that although he didn't play that much in this game, he was able to make a difference. The moment that he came in on the second leg, it was clear that he's one of the most dangerous players and a candidate for the Ballon d'Or this year. Against Inter de Milan, that's going to be a different story. Tell me, I know that you probably are very, very happy that Inter is straight up to the final, just like you predicted even from the stage group of this tournament.
Well, it was a semifinal for the ages against Barcelona. They barely squeaked it by 7-6 aggregate win for Inter Milan. I mean, it was a ping pong match of absolutely stunning golazos. I'll run you through it really quick. So Inter comes out swinging, Lautaro Martinez, as he always does, opening up the scoring in the 21st minute. By halftime, Inter's up 2-0. They scored again from the penalty spot. So at this point, you're like, whoa, Inter's looking good, right? But Barcelona's Barcelona. They roar back in the second half, scoring 2 goals back-to-back, Eric Garcia, Dani Olmo. leveling the match, only for Rafinha to come in the last minute, almost the last minute, in the 87th minute to score a beautiful screamer of a goal. And now Barcelona's up 3-2. Yet Inter refusing to fold. In stoppage time, their veteran defender of all people, Francesco Acerbi, finding the net, pushing the game into extra time. By this point, my head is just exploding. I'm like, what's going on? And then in extra time, Davide Fratesi, the homegrown Italian man, in the 99th minute, curls this beautiful shot into the bottom of the corner, securing Inter's place in the final, where they will meet, yes, PSG. They played great in attacking, but in the back they were strong. Jan Sommer was an absolute wall between the posts for Inter Milan, making 8 crucial saves in this match, including 2 promising, beautiful-looking curls from Barca's young sensation, Mr. Lamine Yamal. This felt a lot like watching underdogs Arsenal dismantle Real Madrid, where we watched this Spanish giant sort of get caught flat-footed by a rival from another league that plays completely different from them. Look, all credit, though, goes to Inter. I don't want to make this about what Barca did wrong. Barca played great, but Inter deserved this. They had a blend of tactical discipline, that mental strength to not give up when all hope was lost. They capitalized on Barcelona's defensive lapses. They remained composed under that pressure I'm talking about. And they just seized on critical moments with clinical precision. It was beautiful to watch. And now, yeah, Inter faces PSG in the final. We're going to have to see. PSG is going to present a whole different set of challenges for Inter Milan. Of course, they're not Barcelona. They'll have to adapt. And adaptation is the name of the game if you want to be a champion. So on May 31st, we'll know. Was Inter Milan this great team that made it to the finals but couldn't adapt to the final challenger, the final foe, PSG, or will they go down as this team which didn't look so outstanding on paper but managed to go all the way? I'm really excited to see. You know, I got my money on Inter, though.
Thank you, Nick. We'll be looking forward to your reports straight from European lands in the upcoming weeks as we get closer to the final of the Champions League. And you at home, please, thank you for being the VIP, our most valuable player, for watching every week here with us in LatiNation Football Club. I am Marcelino Ortiz, and I'll see you next week.
The Warriors' future was uncertain. Are they going to break it up? Steve Kerr coming back. They get Jimmy Butler, and they surge all the way through, and now they're through the first round.
The Warriors have guys, because of how special their star 3 trio is, they can make the guys around them better. They can elevate the way that they play. And we saw that. Steph Curry, 3 points in the first half, steps up in the second half, 19 points in the second half to carry them home.
Newswire. Only on SportsGrid.
Malaysia Fawali, who you guys know I am a huge fan, has decided to switch allegiances and stay in league. And now she's going to go play for Kim Mulkey. Her, Flau'jae Johnson in the backcourt. It's going to be interesting to watch. You wonder sometimes with roster construction, maybe too much is not too good.
Betting above the rim. Only on SportsGrid.
I don't know what he was doing taking step-back threes at the end of that regulation when he's got bigs on him and he should be driving to the hole.
It's already bad enough that I'm playing with all these NBA and D1 studs that are unstoppable, and I'm the worst one there, and I can still ball with them. But if I start calling fouls, they'll revoke my privileges. Like, I man up when I play with them.
Pharrell Coast to Coast. Only on SportsGrid.
The two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take. Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results.
What? How do you do this once?
Oh, Donnie, you've got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid.